Welcome to the Richmond Events Podcast, where we take you inside the UK's most exclusive business forums. You'll get to meet the delegates, suppliers and speakers shaping their industries. Richmond Events, this is where business gets done.
Hello and welcome to the Marketing Insight Forum here at Richmond Events. I am joined by Deborah Harden. Hello Deborah.
Hello.
Welcome. So tell us, Deborah, what's brought you along to the event today?
Well, I've been invited to speak on a panel about what it is like to be on a board. So I've been doing a panel, I've just done one and I've got another one to do again this afternoon. So we're going to repeat the same panel.
Fantastic. And you have been involved in the Marketing Insight Forum for a number of years. What keeps bringing you back?
Well, MRS supports the event and we're partners with the Richmond Events. And the reason why we keep coming back is we're complementary organisations. What we offer and our customers work very well together. Also, the Richmond Events team are a wonderful team to work with. And yes, it brings value for us as MRS, but also it's nice to be able to meet some new people here as well and to build new relationships.
Fantastic. So you say about the value it brings you. What is that value?
It's new connections, but I think also reinforcing relationships that already exist. You know, there are lots of people here that we know, and just being able to be in a different environment and talking to them about how things are going, what worries they have, what things are working well. It's just another way of just keeping that customer relationship going.
And at the moment, there's lots of discussions around AI. Is that a hot topic for you that you're hearing as well?
Yes, I think if you get through a day without mentioning AI, then you're really doing well. It is a huge issue, and as MRS, we're the professional body, the trade association, and the regulator for the sector. And we drafted our first AI guidance in 2023. We updated them in 2025, and we're updating them again now. So we're very much setting the guardrails, the ethical guardrails about how AI is used in the sector. So it's a huge topic, and it's an evolving topic because yes, it's AI, and then it's about synthetic data, and then it's about digital twins, and you know, so it's something you constantly having to refresh.
Which is presumably why something that was written in 23 is being updated in 25, and then again already in 26.
Absolutely. So the 23 is almost like grandmother, you know, in the way that the speed of AI. The way it goes.
And it can be scary, and obviously that was a lot of people's thoughts, I think, at the end of last year and beginning of this year, but now there seems to be an excitement around it. What exciting things are you seeing it being used for?
Well, I think some of the really exciting areas actually is about how it might address some of society's big problems and big challenges. Some of the things, developments in the health field, some developments in terms of identifying new rare earth minerals, all of these kinds of things. So this kind of exploratory the ability of AI, I think, is fantastic, and also things like climate and sustainability and all of those things that we know are issues that society faces. AI will be a really helpful supporting tool to deliver solutions. Sort of professionals and humans working with AI together, I think, is really exciting. I think the sort of more of the kind of the doomsayer narrative of, you know, AI is going to take all our jobs, you know, we're going to have nothing to do, and all of those kinds of things. I think that's a difficult narrative, but I think when you look in businesses, and there's quite a lot of evidence actually that's come out in the last few weeks that says that actually those businesses that are doing well are those that have built AI to be compatible with their staff. Not about replacing their staff, but making their staff work more efficiently, more effectively, freeing up staff time to do the really good stuff, and AI to be doing all the more administrative and repetitive tasks in the background. And that, for me, I think is an exciting future.
It is exciting. So you say you've been part of a board discussion today. What was the context of that discussion?
So we were a panel of individuals, all of whom have done some kind of non-executive director or charity trustee type of work, and talking with insight professionals about how they can get onto boards and what it's like to be on a board, and you know, that whole idea about having a portfolio approach, and just kind of sharing our experiences about how we've done it, what's worked for us, what hasn't worked for us, and our experience.
And what's the value that they're taking? Why do people need to know about that?
I think the idea of a portfolio career, is certainly something now which a lot of people are thinking of, particularly in the latter parts of their career. And there are lots of opportunities out there, as well as things like trustees, governors, all of those kind of different roles. And so I think particularly when you maybe getting to that point where you're into your late 50s, early 60s, and you're thinking, I don't really want to be doing my full-time job in the same way. I'd like to do part-time, but I'd like to do something else. It's that when you're starting to be curious about other opportunities. And so for the people in the room, it was a case of, if they're thinking about that, how they prepare themselves and make themselves at a point when they're ready for it, that they're in a good position to be able to then move forward.
It's almost like a forced retirement. Like you're not going to retire because you love what you do, but let's figure out, rather than you having to work full time for it.
Exactly. Although I work full time and do a portfolio, but
you really love what you do.
But that's the investment you make, isn't it? That's also the investment you make in terms of as you go forward. So But so hopefully people took away some opportunities and ideas.
And did you hear what the buzz was when people?
Yeah, it was a full room, which was always good, and we had lots of questions, which is always a good sign. And actually, lots of people came up to afterwards saying they really wanted to take those opportunities forward, but they've got to start thinking about how they're going to do it. What's their proposition? What do they need to do to get themselves in that right position? So that's good. I think hopefully that's what the Richmond events wanted us from the session. Hopefully,
fantastic. And as you say, like we say, you've been a part of Richmond events now for a number of years. What changes have you seen, and how has it evolved and developed, and is it growing?
I think the event itself is always very successful. It always delivers very interesting clients and very interesting suppliers. But I think the conversations that you can hear around the room are very different. I mean, AI is such a huge issue, and you can hear it in the conversations. Everyone's talking about it. I think also that just if you look at the job titles and the companies that are here as well, very, very different. You'll see a lot more of strategic roles. You'll see technology combined roles with insight and things like that. So if there's just a changing nature of the role of insight, you can just see it from the people that are here.
And obviously you spoke about the value you take away from the event. What is the value of getting everyone together and what is perceived to be competitors together, all in one room, sharing their knowledge?
This is certainly something from a professional body perspective. It's about community. We are a community. And when you get the community together, it's a really good way to talk about some of the issues that you're all worried about. So something like AI and how it's affecting the profession, you can talk about in these kind of environments because it's a safe space. But also things like developing the ethical guardrails, developing the accepted way of doing things. You do that via the community. That's how professions work. And so these kinds of events, getting everyone together, is just a good way to reinforce that. Hear things that you might not know, but then also just get some reinforcement about things that are working, but maybe things that are not working quite as well as they should, and how you can work towards addressing those.
Fantastic. Deborah, what's something exciting you see for the future going forward?
Oh, what do I see that's exciting for the future? I'm really excited for the profession, actually. I think that AI presents a huge opportunity for insight professionals to become central to their businesses in terms of all of this data swirling around within the businesses. The insight professionals are those that really understand data. They can become integral to businesses' future success. And so I think for the insight profession, there's huge opportunities out there.
It does sound exciting. Deborah, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thank you.